is right. We can talk about anything you like. Just listen. Take a walk right over to my kitchen. What you wanna do? Come mix it up with the stew. So tell me what you wanna do. Come mix it up with the stew. Yeah, come mix it up with the stew.
You can tell it's Friday, right?
Oh, yeah.
We are ready for the weekend, that's for sure. And this is our fabulous Friday edition of The Stew. I'm your co-host, Les.
Hi, Monica.
And this is our guest co-host, Kedar, returning for a second time.
Yes, I am.
Must
I
come
brought
back.
drinks this time, so we're about to have a good time because it's the weekend.
Oh, yeah. I'm feeling that and
Let's
loving
do it.
your ensemble, too.
Thank you kindly. You know,
Yes.
I had to do it. This is the stew. You gotta keep it up.
Stepping it up.
Like, you
just
know.
for us,
Honey.
say.
Yes, just
You
for
see what
y'all.
you're doing, just for
He's
Just
us.
for
got,
y'all.
he's got some houndstooth on, and I
yes,
love the
yes.
red too. It makes me
Yes.
feel like we are about to walk into the holidays. And as much
we
as I'm
are.
a Grinch,
Yeah.
I like
So
it.
I love
this will be
it.
great.
I like
Yes.
it.
All right, so, lady and gentlemen, the world is experiencing shock and awe as we speak, as Donald J. Trump has been elected president-elect for the United States of America. Some people are outraged and shocked, protesting as we sit here talking to you right now. And on the other side of that, spewing a lot of hate too.
Yep.
And I gotta say, Anika Kedar, this is my concern with him being the president-elect at this time, is the fact that throughout his entire campaign, he was seen as being a bigot. He was seen as being misogynistic, sexist, racist, ageist, every kind of ist that you can think of in the worst possible way. And I think people now, knowing that he is going to become the president, who have followed his beliefs and values, see this as permission to also be that same way. Case in point, I came across an article that was posted online from cosmopolitan.com, talking about the 13 worst reactions from, the election since it's been called. The 13 worst reactions that you will read that will
Right.
hurt you to your core based on social media posts. Things like, a Muslim had on a scarf. Someone walks up to them and said, yeah, time to pack your bags. Stuff like that.
Wow.
And this
It's
is a
just so
fair. This
absolutely
is a fair.
sickening. So what do you guys think in terms of, we know protests are now happening, people are spewing forth hate on social media?
It's sad, to see this happening, but he's a candidate that put out hate. His followers are going to have the same connection to him through all of this hate and fear that he's put out. We looked at it when Obama won. Everybody celebrated in the African American community, and it was like, well, my president is black.
Yeah.
In this case, my president is racist, and I'm equally as excited.
Right.
So let's go. So you have to look at it from that angle. And these are just people who support him.
Yeah, but I don't
Unfortunately.
know.
I didn't expect that kind of ripple effect. I knew that people definitely didn't want to see it happen.
Yeah.
But this kind of reaction definitely blew my mind. But the only thing I can think about is how important, this is why it's so important to go out and vote and not just be bored or aggravated
Right.
or, talk amongst your friends and your family about how you feel about a candidate. But this is why it is important to exercise your right to vote. Because when you don't, you leave it up to racists and other people who share different values from you. You allow them, you give them the power to choose
Right.
who would run your country, and in turn, that will pass the laws, that will put things in place that will directly affect your life. So if you feel like, I'm not going to vote because I can't be bothered, or I don't care about so and so I can't be bothered. If you think that that's where the buck stops, you're telling a lie.
See,
And this
unfortunately-
is why you got to go out and vote.
Exactly. It's good that you're saying that, encouraging people to vote. Look at us in the Bahamas. I looked at how people on social media then flipped it, asked the same question. It was a very low voter turnout in the United States. Basically half of the voting population
Wow.
voted, which is
That
sad.
is nuts.
And then we look at it home, a lot of persons then went out and, posted talking about the fact that a lot of us aren't turning out to vote. The
Exactly.
Family Islands have a very low vote turnout.
yes.
Right,
think
the
we
voter
have some
registration
numbers.
turnout, I should
Yeah.
say, and even right here in Nassau. So, in order for us to really connect to all of this that's going on, we have
Right.
to see it for what it is, and we have to make that decision
Yeah.
as well. If a lot of people didn't vote in the right direction in the United States, we have the power here to go out and do the same.
Yeah.
So as it's happening home, I mean, I'm sticking with Anika with, encouraging people, make sure you go out and you register
Exactly.
to vote.
Yeah.
If not, we get stuck with
I think it's a lot better. Stuff you don't want to happen, but I
Yeah.
think it's a lot better. Let's just say, for example, you have 70,000 registered voters. It's better if the 70,000 go and vote for their candidate, that when the numbers come out, when it is revealed what the results are, you can actually say, yes, this person got it fair and square based
Right.
on everyone
Yep.
showing
it's a
up.
unanimous decision.
As opposed to 50,000 out of the 70,000
Yeah.
showing up.
Can
So-
I add to,
Yeah.
for voters who feel, like for me, I've said on the show before that I felt very uninspired and, just like I felt like I didn't even want to exercise my right to vote. What I will say to you is, yes, one, go out and exercise your right to vote. And even if you feel like, I'm feeling these two fellas, you or this fella, this lady, choose the candidate that can come the closest to what you think is your morals,
Right.
things that
Yeah.
are important to you. Choose the person that's the lesser of both evils, if you
That's
may.
a good way of putting it.
Because
But
don't be discouraged because you feel like, oh, it's slim pickings, man, I ain't gonna pick it all. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So pick one. All right?
and make it quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go register to vote.
So, on that note, because you brought up a lot of very interesting points, when you're unhappy with what's happening in your country, it's up to you to make the change.
Yep.
Case in point, what's making huge news right now as well is the so-called, I hate to use this term, but Chinese takeover, as a lot of people are, saying. But based recently on an article in the Nassau Guardian, V. Alfred Gray conducted negotiations with the ambassador of China to allow for a $2.1 billion, with a B, $1 billion agriculture and fisheries initiative, which includes the lease of Crown land. And needless to say, people have gone absolutely crazy on social media and just expressing themselves outwardly and openly about this. And, it's one of those things where people are like, really? Who's giving you permission to do this? Where are you getting the money from? We don't know where money has gone for other things.
Exactly, because
You're
a
selling
lot of
our
things.
country.
The problem that we're having right now with this case here is the fact that a lot of people didn't know all of the details. So because we don't know,
usual.
as usual, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I think, and the minister then went on to say that the media and everyone else is inciting racism against the Chinese by saying this.
No, it's
not
not
that.
that.
It's not that we don't trust the Chinese.
Yeah.
We don't trust y'all.
Exactly.
That's the thing. But anyway, moving on, because we got a lot of things to
Yes,
talk about
yes.
today, and we just got to keep it going.
Yes.
Let's talk about some new stuff happening. The new. Love
The
it.
new.
The BTC and Newco drama.
Yes.
It's like
the
reality TV
show.
happening
Yes.
all online right now.
Right
I love
before
it.
our
Yes.
eyes.
What have you ladies been
I
thinking
think it's
about
healthy
it?
competition, and I absolutely love it. I love the fact that we'll now have options, and someone is fighting for my dollar. As strange as it might sound, it might not last, but at least
What wouldn't last?
the fight is happening now. Well,
The fight itself, or
yeah, the fight itself.
hey, I don't think they're going to go back on prices. If you're giving me free nights and weekends, you can't renege on
Yeah.
that. We got to stick with that.
I
Things
love
will
If you're going to
change,
be
though.
new boo, you got to bring me everything you did
Things will
in the
change.
first few months. Everything you used to do, all them little things you used to do, you got to keep that going still strong. But like BTC is like old boo,
Right.
and BTC is like, trying to act right all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Like you
because
done diss me and do me bad, and now you trying to.
Nobu was
You
on
trying
the
to come
scene,
right?
honey.
I love it. I love it. I do
Anyway.
think I think it's great, and I love that you said I like when someone's gonna fight for my fight for my money, man. I was stealing you my
Exactly.
money. Come work for us. Work for these
Yep.
dollars, right? So I love it. I love that we'll finally have options.
Good competition.
I love that it pushes companies to give consumers exactly what they deserve and
Yes.
what
Yes.
they should have been getting a very long time ago. And you know what? There's enough to go around. So bring it on, baby.
And you know what? Speaking of getting something
With
that we
packages and deals.
Speaking of something we should have gotten a long time ago, we now have an electronic, or how should I put it, an upgraded road traffic system, which came with new license plates,
Right.
and a new numbering system that people are absolutely up in arms about. Me personally, when I did see the combination of the 2 letters and the 4 numbers, I was like, huh? What? What? It threw me for a bit. But apparently it's to, because we have so many vehicles on the island of New Providence, this is going to be a much more efficient system than the old system, apparently.
I guess.
Okay, and
But I mean, I love that you know so much on the whole AD, AJ,
Yeah, it's going to go from like 80 to
4449.
AE.
No, I have it here. So it says AA means that the plates are reserved, which can be done for $50, which means you keep the 4-digit number that you have.
I like that.
If not, when you get a license plate, when you license your car, you will get whichever number
Right.
that's there at the time. AD are the letters for New Providence license plates. And the letters, once the company number reaches 999,
It'll
will
start
then
again.
alphabetically go to the next letter, and that will be now AD, AE, so on and so
Yeah.
forth. Yeah. I just don't care for the look.
Yeah,
I'm like, that blue? You
Yeah.
can choose any blue.
but you know what I realized too?
Is it blue?
When a lot of the other numbers, when a lot of the other colors came by in years past, every turn I was like, why did they choose that? And eventually you get used to
grows
it.
on
But
you.
anyhow, we can talk about this and a whole lot more, and we do actually have a whole lot more in store for you. Still on the go. In fact, you don't want to go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
Hey guys, you're watching the Stew on the Go, and today we are taking to the streets to find out what everyone has to say about Donald Trump being the new president, the 2017 elections, and the shade between NewCo and BTC. Let's go see what everyone has to say.
I can get from you. Boy, I don't need that much,
Hello, Scott, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How you doing?
Can you tell me where you're from? I'm good, thank you, by the way.
Sure, I'm from Nassau.
Oh, awesome. Now, we've been seeing that the number of people registered to vote in the upcoming election has been extremely low, and especially in the Family Islands. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think there's probably a lot of apathy in the electorate. You know, people aren't feeling motivated, but hopefully that'll change as time goes on.
Oh, I think a lot of people are still listening to things that happen around them, and when they do that, they become bewildered, and they become delusioned to the point where they're not sure really what they want to do. But in terms of voting, I believe that everybody should vote because it's your voice. I mean, that's a right that you have as a Bahamian citizen, and I think you should exercise that right.
Most Bahamians, they do things at the last minute, but I think a lot of people are angry and disgruntled about what's going on in our island, and that's no reason not to register. But I mean, I could sympathize with them that things ain't going right, and they're upset with the government. They disgruntled about getting aid from the hurricane and all this stuff. So I think the thing is, why should I vote for anything? Because the options are not good. When you look at PLP and FNM, they're the two mainstays here, and I think they're disgruntled with all 2 of them.
What would you like to encourage people to do, or what kind of advice would you like to give to people, when choosing the right person to vote for?
Well, I guess it's about thinking about what is important in your constituency and who you think will be able to meet that outside of party lines.
The best man can win because God is in charge. You understand? You see what happened to America, right? So I'm contemplating something like that would happen, but that I still will encourage people to please go out and register, to have some kind of say, because it's up to you. If the government you don't want get in power, it's your fault.
I think more people should just go out and vote and register to vote because, if you don't register, that means you lose that opportunity. Even if you choose to not vote, you still lose that opportunity.
What are your thoughts on Donald Trump being the new president of the United States?
Well, I'm in the tourism industry because I don't just play the saxophone. I integrate with people and I have a lot of talks with them. And from what I know and what I heard from them, I know that he was going to win, although I didn't bet. My best friend wanted me to bet a pizza, so I could do without a pizza. So, but I still won, right? When you're looking at business aspect for it, that's just like us. We want something different. People come to an all-time low, whereas they're willing to try anything new. You understand? If you run it as a good business and a low tolerance for BS, I think you do a good job. I think so.
Now, there's a new phone company in town, and they're bringing competition to our shores and to Bahamians for telecommunication services. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, competition is always good because I'll use me for example. There's another saxophone player down the street, right? So if you get tired of me and my repertoire, you can go to the next sax player and see what he's got. Then you wait a two, right? Competition is good for the better because it brings out professionalism in each party. Because you gotta, if you're coming out with a new product, I know you're gonna try to do better than the one that is here. So people may tend to go with a new company just because of that. Let's see where they're at.
I'm always game for variety and the more persons you have available in the market, I believe that it's able to enhance what you do because competition, of course, does just that. It brings out the best, or it's expected to bring out the best in you. And so, I believe that with new telephone companies coming in, then it allows us to be able to see really what each company will actually offer, and then we can actually opt to choose the best for us.
Hey there, welcome back to The Stew. I'm Les with your edition of For Your Entertainment. Dedicating this one this time to all my binge watchers out there, and what a better place to get your binge watching on than with Netflix. So we're talking Netflix November. All the good shows that I really think you should check out. Well, at least some of them, because there are so many great shows, but so little time. Anyway, let's get started. Let's start with The Crown. I'm really excited about this drama, which is based on Queen Elizabeth II's marriage to Prince Philip, which took place in 1947 to present day. And it's about the various relationships, personal alliances, political agendas, and so much more that she had to navigate throughout her reign until, like I said, present day. It's showing now on Netflix. Up next, do you like a good documentary? Well, I think I've got just the one for you. The CNN documentary series produced by actor Tom Hanks called The 60s is based on the global revolutions that took place within that decade. We had political uprisings, artistic and technological advances, as well as shattering cultural norms. The series also features notable events like the assassination of President Kennedy and the Vietnam War, as well as lesser-known events. You want to check it out, also on Netflix. Now, I myself am always up for a good crime drama, and Paranoid on Netflix I don't think is going to disappoint. It's an 8-part fictional British-German series based on a group of detectives that are, of course, trying to solve a murder, which they think might be linked to a German pharmaceutical company. That one starts November 17th. Don't miss it. And finally, I think this one is going to appeal to my Game of Throners and Spartacus lovers out there. Roman Empire. Reign of Blood tells the story of the Roman Emperor Commodus, whose rule marked the beginning of Rome's downfall. You definitely want to check that out because guess what? It's starting today on Netflix. And there you have it. That's for your entertainment. I'm Les, right here on The Stew. I will see you next time.
Well, ladies, it was a pleasure being here with you all this weekend.
It was so much
sure?
fun having you.
Yes,
This face, I don't know what this face telling
I
me.
mean,
Oh, no, don't
feeling
mind
kind
that.
of
He
soft.
enjoyed
I come back
himself.
next
Oh,
week because,
okay,
like,
okay.
You can come back
I might be a little
anytime,
free.
honey.
I'll bring my dog too. But anyway,
Come
we
forward.
talked about a whole lot today.
Yes,
you know,
we did.
the Trump thing. I prefer to
Yeah,
call it a
it's
thing
a
now.
it is a thing.
You know, our new license plates.
Yeah.
Let's reminding people to go out and vote. Vote, people. You have to vote. You have to register to
Register,
vote. Sorry,
yes.
Bahamians. I'm encouraging you. Please go out and do it. And also, new boo and old boo. Let's see what else they bring our way. But once again, it was a pleasure being here with you all here on The Stew. Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in next week because I don't know what the ladies have coming up because I'll be watching too.
Yeah.
Thanks again. See you then.
When the vibe is right, we can talk about anything you like. Just listen, take a walk right